Hey guys, we have
Matthew Manson from Wannabe.
And Chaize Macklin.
Wannabe here with MyNewYorkEye. Hey guys, say hello.
Hey, how's it going, NewYorkEye?
Hi.
All right. So Matt has his wonderful film Wannabe here at Tribeca Film Festival 2016. Has been getting amazing response. It's a wonderful, wonderful short film, must watch, and it's actually getting developed into a feature very soon. So we'll talk to these guys about it. Matt, you told me it's your personal story, right? Tell me about it. What made you make a film about your life story? What made you think people would care to watch?
Well, any filmmaker is narcissistic enough to believe that their story is the one that people want to watch, I think. But, you know, I challenged myself a few years ago to write a script in 3 weeks, and I thought to myself, what could I write in 3 weeks that'll just come naturally, that I could just come out of me like very, very naturally, come out of me fast? And it was just the story of middle school, basically. So it was my story of this unrequited love I had with a Caribbean girl in middle school when I was like a nerdy 13-year-old Jewish boy during the Crown Heights riots. You know, it was kind of like a story, a wish fulfillment story, I would say, because I never kissed the girl in real life, but in the movie and in the short film, I get to kiss the girl. Or the surrogate me gets to kiss the girl.
Okay, make your dreams come true, become a filmmaker.
This is, yeah, make everything correct that was wrong in your own life.
Awesome, awesome. Hey, so how was your experience of, this is your first
Yes.
film, right? So
Yes.
how was your experience of working on this project? And tell me one worst thing and one best thing.
Okay. Well, you know, the experience was incredible. It was phenomenal. This was my first. Sorry. No, this was my first project, so it was definitely a lot of fun. At first, I went in there like, what do I expect? What is this? You know, but it was incredible. I mean, Matt and the whole crew, they were awesome to work with. And the story, I just gravitated to the story more than anything. I remember when I first auditioned, it was so exciting for me because I actually do come from Caribbean descent. So when I saw that the character was a Caribbean girl, it was like really fascinating for me because I don't see that come up very often. So for me as an actor, being able to somewhat incorporate my culture into the role was a lot of fun.
Okay, and worst thing and best, most fun thing?
Worst thing and best thing? It was freezing. It was really cold on set. We had to like bundle up on jackets, and then when we were shooting, we had like t-shirts on, so it was like really.
It was that cold in the film.
Well, yeah, I mean, we shot it in November, but it takes place during the summer, so this poor girl had to wear 12 layers, and then I'd say action, and it's like shorts and a t-shirt.
I'm fine.
The beauty of color correction. We can make anything look like summer.
Yeah, magic of filmmaking.
Yes.
Yes.
And the best thing?
The best thing, I think it was just the crew and the cast and just being able to really be involved with everyone. It was like a family. It was really fun.
Okay, cool. So you are a new generation girl. How was it playing, this time when we...
Yes.
So how was that experience?
Oh, I loved it. I absolutely I love everything 90s. Like, I literally went out and got this jacket. It was the coolest thing to me. Like, for me, being able to do a period piece was, and the costumes and the wardrobe, it was really fun.
Well, what's funny to me is that we had a VHS camera prop, and the kids were like, "What do I do? I don't know where do I look through? How do I do this? I don't understand." It was like foreign to them.
My mom was trying to like explain to me like what different things in the 90s were, like the Walkmans and the beepers and all the different things, and we were like, "What is this? How do I use this? Where's my iPhone?"
Yeah.
Cool. So Matt, why base it in? Why not just make it right now? I mean, it makes for more expensive.
Well, it certainly makes it more expensive, but I think there's like a certain beauty. You know, I think now it's just so easy for teens to communicate. And my movie's about a guy who's just like a little too shy to make a move. I think now you could almost like send a text or an emoji, or you can sort of write an email or Facebook or Snapchat someone.
We don't even write emails anymore.
Oh yeah, people don't even know what emails are. That's like Stone Age, Oh God, I'm over 30. Yeah, but I think that there's a certain beauty to like having to force yourself to approach someone, like go up to a girl and be like, I like you, I'm like into you, as opposed to being like, I heart you emoji, like Snapchat, here I'm a dog, like whatever it is, like you're forced to confront like a real emotion.
You know,
you know what that is. You can be a dog in Snapchat. That's what, so I just think there's like a real nice simplicity. It's like one-on-one human interaction as opposed to being filtered through layers and layers of technology. Yeah, and I think that that's just like something that I really wanted to tackle, you know.
Besides being fun, I also, one thing which I liked about your film is that it also deals with a lot of different subjects, like, you know, diversity, racial discrimination or misunderstanding, at least in a very fun way. So talk a little bit about that. What are your thoughts? What message did you want to convey?
Well, when I set out to write the feature, I think all of us as children were like struggling to forge our own identity, and so the movie is about finding. It's like sort of a coming of age movie about the kids, but it's also about their families and it's also about the city. And when you come of age, you have to like look at yourself in the mirror and be happy with what you see. And I think when you're coming of age as a community, you have to like be happy with how you interact with people. And I think the problem, what was going on in New York City in the early 90s was like you had all these communities sort of living together, fighting each other, right? So when I was a kid, I remember I was just like walking down the street. I wasn't wearing a sign that said Jew, and someone just like spit on me, and they were like, you know, F you, Jew. And I was like, what just happened? But I still had friends who were like Jewish. I had friends who were black. And it was like really interesting to see the turmoil that was going on around us. Like Daniel experiences in the film, he looks across the street, he sees this turmoil, but then he just turns to someone like Emifo, who he's just like close with and he's friendly with. And, you know, when I was a kid, we didn't quite understand the turmoil that was going on in this community, but because we just were friends, and that's all that mattered to us.
I think that's what kind of was great when we were working on set, especially with Matt, because he was able to tell us these stories, and we were able to kind of incorporate them into the characters. Because I know David and I, when we were doing our scene, especially the one where we were walking down and looking across at it, it was cool to be able to like understand kind of what you and Emifo may have been feeling in that time, because it was looking at it like we don't understand what's going on, but at the same time we're just cool. Friends, but we didn't understand the issues and the conflict in the community. So it was really cool to have Matt on set as well, like telling us the stories along with just having the lines in the script.
Cool. Awesome. So you grew up in New York.
I did.
So we still call you a New Yorker? Are you still
I have my 917 number. I will never give it up. I still have a New York driver's license, but I've been out in LA for several years now.
So, tell me your one favorite memory of New York, and one. I mean, I think the movie will tell a lot of bad memories. So let's just go with your one favorite memory of New York, or what New York reminds you of when you.
I mean, you know, it's just what's really beautiful about growing up in New York is that you have so many associations. Just like walking down the street, like, you know, being back for Tribeca, just like walking around Tribeca even. And being like, wow, when I was a little kid, who would want to live in Tribeca? Like, who would want to be here? And I would just like see a Citibank now and remember like the mom and pop store that was there. And I just like the New York as it was such a beautiful place. And you can still see bits and pieces. You know, you've got Katz's Deli that's been there for 100 years. You've got Veniero's on 2nd Avenue, which has been there for 100 years. Those little pieces of history like kind of have stuck with me through the years. And it's kind of like walking through a memory now where you see these high rises and you're like, oh, that used to be like a shoe store, you know? And just what New York used to be was such a beautiful thing to me, but what it's becoming is also like a very interesting and beautiful cosmopolitan city. And God, you know, it's just like riding that subway with the graffiti all over it, or, you know, I was mugged a bunch of times and that's a terrible memory, but it's kind of like funny, like, you know, that's like a rite of passage. When you were growing up in New York when I was a kid, like I was mugged like 3 or 4 times. It's just like that's what happened. So like you talk to another New Yorker now and you're like, yeah, remember when I was mugged? Yeah, I was mugged too. I feel like if you talk to a teenager, they're like, mugged? Oh my God, not New York, you know, it's completely different.
What about you? Now the feature is actually going to be shot in New York.
Yeah, we're hoping to shoot the feature this summer. It's being packaged by CAA. Got some really great talent attached, and yeah, we're just a couple of things, a couple of little money people waiting to come through, and we're hoping. But we're really excited. It tackles not only the kid's story, and it's, you know, my short is very humorous and it's a kid's story, but the feature really tackles sort of like the socio-political issues that are going on at the time, and it's really an ensemble piece with the parents, and it culminates in like during the riots. It actually takes place during the riots, so you see a lot of the situation that leads up to the riots and the racial unrest that leads up to the riots.
This is also going to be a period basically.
Yeah.
Wow, that would be fun.
Yeah. We got seed funding from this director, Christopher Columbus, and CAA is packaging it, so fingers crossed we'll be shooting this summer.
Wow, that's awesome. What, you're in New York right now. What's your least favorite and most favorite thing about New York?
About New York, well, I was born in New York, so favorite thing, just like home, family. It's really great to be back. Least favorite, there's nothing not to love about New York. I mean, this is home. This is where it's at. Like, I'm excited to be back.
Awesome. Well, it's wonderful chatting with you.
Thank
guys.
you, Art.
Thank you.
It's a wonderful film. Everybody definitely should watch it. And I'm personally very excited about the future and looking forward to it. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
To us at Tribeca Film Festival 2016, we have Matt Manson Chaize Macklin. Thanks, guys.
WannabeFilm.com.